Dear students and viewers, I, Harsh Inania, Assistant Professor in Government Law College, Ajmer, shall discuss with you people today the subject of constitutional law of India. And the topic for our discussion today is failure of constitutional machinery in state. So, first of all, let us read the related provisions as well so that we can have a complete insight into the corresponding provisions as well. Okay, so let us begin with Article 355. So, a bare reading of the Act provides the heading the Union's duty to protect the states. So, the Union, that is to say, the center is duty bound to protect the states against what? So, let us read Article 355 of Indian Constitution. Duty of the Union to protect states against external aggression and internal disturbance. It shall be the duty of the Union to protect every state against external aggression and internal disturbance, and to ensure that the government of every state is carried on in accordance with the provisions of this constitution. Okay, dear viewers, now you must understand the union has two main duties. First is to protect the states against the external aggression as well as internal disturbance. And the second one is to ensure that the government of every state is carried in accordance with the provisions of this constitution. Okay, so the union can ensure this, that the government of the state, of the respective state is carried in accordance with the provisions of this constitution. Here the word is used which is internal disturbance, and we know that the word armed rebellion, which was used in Article 352, was narrow in scope than the word internal disturbance, which is utilized in Article 355. Okay, so we must know the difference. Okay, so even the internal disturbance can be a ground for snatching the power out of the state government in the hands of central government. Okay, so it can be done, but the main thing which we must keep in mind is such internal disturbance should be of such a level that it results into the failure of constitutional machinery in that particular state. So, when we are trying to understand this Article 355, the Constitutional Assembly debates discussion becomes altogether more important. So, let me read for you people what the chairman of the drafting committee had discussed before the various committees while explaining the scope and purpose of Article 355. The chairman, these are the words of the chairman of the drafting committee. Now I come to Article 277A. Now the Article 277A was Article 355 of the present constitution. Okay, so he told that I come to Article 277A, which is Article 355 of the present constitution. Some people might think that Article 277A is merely a pious declaration, that it ought not to be there. The drafting committee has taken a different view, and I would therefore like to explain why it is that the drafting committee feels that Article 277A ought to be there. Okay, so he tried to explain the reasons for providing Article 355 in the Constitution and telling that it is not merely a pious obligation. He is explaining the reasons. Now his words, back to his words. I think it is agreed that our Constitution, notwithstanding the many provisions which are contained in it, whereby the center has been given powers to override the provinces, nonetheless is a federal constitution. And when we say that the constitution is a federal constitution, it means this, that the provinces are as sovereign in their field which is left to them by the constitution, as the center is in the field which is assigned to it. Okay, so here the reference to the word provinces can be understood as now reference to the states. Okay, so in other words, now again back to his words. In other words, barring the provisions which permit the center to override any legislation that may be passed by the provinces have plenary authority to make any law for the peace, order, and good government of that province. Now, when once the constitution makes the provinces sovereign and gives them plenary power to make any law for the peace, order, and good government of the provision, really speaking, the intervention of the center or any other authority must be deemed to be barred, because that would be an invasion of the sovereign authority of the province. Okay, that the fundamental proposition which I think we must accept by reason of the fact that we have a federal constitution. That being so, if the center is to interfere in the administration of the provincial affairs, as we propose to authorize the center by virtue of Article 278 and 278A, it must be by and under some obligation which this constitution imposes upon the center. The invasion must not be an invasion which is wanton, arbitrary, and unauthorized by law. Therefore, in order to make it quite clear that Article 278, which is Article 356 of the present Constitution, and Article 278A, which is Article 357 of the present Constitution, back to his words, are not to be deemed as wanton invasion by the center upon the authority of the province. We propose to introduce Article 277A. Okay, so he tried to explain the inclusion of Article 355 of the present Constitution and the justification for providing Article 356 and 357, despite the fact that there are various provisions which are present in the Constitution which provide the center the power to override the state authority. Despite the fact they are needed to be provided over there, because we are a federal constitution and our fabric, the fabric of our constitution, requires a reasonableness to be present so that a balance can be struck. Okay, so we need to understand these things. Okay, now back to his words. Therefore, in order to make it quite clear that Article 278 and 278A are not to be deemed as wanton invasion by the center upon the authority of the province, we propose to introduce Article 277A. As members will see, Article 277A says that it shall be the duty of the Union to protect every unit and also to maintain the Constitution. So far as such obligation is concerned, it will be found that it is not our Constitution alone which is going to create this duty and this obligation. Similar clauses appear in American Constitution. They also occur in the Australian Constitution, where the Constitution in express terms provides that it shall be the duty of the central government to protect the units or states from external aggression or internal commotion. All that we propose to do is to add one more clause to the principle enunciated in the American and Australian Constitution. Namely, that is, it shall also be the duty of the Union to maintain the Constitution in the provinces as enacted by this law. There is nothing new in this, and as I said, in view of the fact that we are endowing the provinces with the plenary powers and making them sovereign within their own field, it is necessary to provide that if an invasion of the provincial field is done by the center, it is in virtue of this particular obligation. It will be an act in fulfillment of the duty and the obligation, and it cannot be treated, so far as the Constitution is concerned, as wanton, arbitrary, and unauthorized act. That is the reason we have introduced Article 277A. Okay, so this particular statement is contained in the Constitutional Assembly Debates, Volume 9, page number 133. Okay, so it gives us the complete glimpse, complete insight, and the reasons for inserting Article 355, 356, and 357 respectively in our Constitution. It, in clear terms, expresses that the states have been vested with the sovereign authority. Okay, so the states as well as the center both are made sovereign. Okay, so what happens and what can happen, we must understand this fact as well. That is, the states, if they are made complete sovereign, then there can be a situation which can arise in future in which the state government, which is vested with the utmost authority, which are made completely sovereign, acts in a manner which is not in accordance with the scheme of the Constitution, which are not in accordance with the provisions of the Constitution, or if there is a situation of external aggression or internal disturbance. So, by creating this particular Article 355, duty has been created in favor of the Union. That is what we say in our common terms. Duty has been vested with the central government to protect the states against external aggression and armed rebellion, and to ensure that the state is run in accordance with the provision of this Constitution. So, due to this particular duty which is vested upon the center, now the center can divest the state or snatch away the powers of the state, so that the constitutional machinery in that particular state is resorted back as and when the situation becomes normal. So, until unless this particular provision would have been created, it would be a clear, overreaching, or completely it could have been called as arbitrary or unauthorized act on the part of center to snatch away the powers of the state government. Okay. Now I think that it is very clear to you people that why this particular provision has been created at all in our Constitution. Okay, so dear viewers and students, for today we will stop our lecture and we shall continue our lecture in the coming videos. Thank you for listening so carefully. Have a great day ahead.